Hey everyone, and welcome back. Before we begin here today, please make sure that you like and subscribe because it really does help out our channel, and it also helps us reach others who want to test their math skills with these types of test questions. So what we have going on here is this will be our 45th part in our series, and we have this equation that we have to solve for x. So it's a little bit of a complex one here. So what we're going to have to do off the start is we are going to have to apply the following proof. So if we have A divided by B is equal to C divided by D, then we could rewrite it like this, where we have A plus B divided by A minus B is equal to C plus D divided by C minus D. And this theorem's name, and I'm about to butcher this name, but it is the Compenendo and Dividendo proof. So let me write that out just in case I really did butcher that name. And basically it means combining and dividing proof. It's just what we have to do is that we have to formulate what we have going on here, and we're going to transform it into this, utilizing this proof. And we're going to have to use this proof a couple times here so that we can get x isolated. So utilizing this, let's take this portion as our A. This entire top portion in the numerator is A. This is B. This is C, and the 2 is D. So rewriting it from this term into this set where we have A plus B, blah, 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 it's going to be written like this. And it's going to be a massive equation here at the start, but it will simplify down. So my first portion, which is A, which will be the square root of x plus 4, plus the square root of x minus 4. And then we're going to add in our bottom portion here, which is B. So this would be the square root of x plus 4 minus off the square root of x minus 4. And then all of that divided by A minus B. So basically the common copy of this, but just with a minus here. So this would be the square root of x plus 4 plus the square root of x minus 4. And then subtracting square root of x plus 4, subtracting off the square root of x minus 4. Alrighty, the other side's a little bit easier because this is just C and the 2 is equal to D. So I would have 3x minus 11 plus 2 divided by 3x minus 11 minus 2. All right, and then simplifying this down, the left side actually boils down very easily once you simplify this down. The left side, the entire left side becomes 2 square root of x plus 4 divided by 2 square root of x minus 4. And then the right side is just, well, adding and subtracting 2 from it, so not super difficult here. So 3x minus 9 divided by 3x minus 13. Alrighty. So we can simplify this a little bit further down. We can just get rid of the 2's here from each of those. So that we just have the square root of x plus 4 divided by the square root of x minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 9 divided by 3x minus 13. All right, so let's go ahead and let's simplify the right side down. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. I am going to square the entire right side here. And I'm going to square the entire left side. So this will help us get rid of some square roots. This will help us apply this theorem once again, once we get everything simplified out here. So squaring everything here, what we're going to get x plus 4 divided by x minus 4 is equal to 9x squared minus off 54x plus 81 divided by 9x squared minus off 78x plus 169. All right. So we're going to have to apply that theorem once more. So we would have A here, B here, C here, and D here. So applying once more, we would have A plus B, which would just be x plus 4 plus x minus 4 divided by A minus B, which is x plus 4 minus off x minus 4 is equal to C plus D. And now the right side is the longer one, where we have 9x squared minus off 54x plus 81 plus the bottom portion there of D, which is 9x squared minus off 78 squared plus 169. And then all that's divided by pretty much the same thing, just switching out the plus and minus sign here. So 9x squared minus off 54x plus 81 minus off 9x squared minus off 78 plus 169. Okay, so simplifying this down, the right side actually drops pretty easily. This becomes x over 4. All right, so we're almost getting x isolated here, so we're getting there. And then the right side, once you simplify everything down, add like terms, we end up with 18x squared minus 132x plus 250 divided by 24x minus off 88. So there was some division out of x inside there. So what we have then was that we can multiply the entire right side by 4 and get x isolated here. So we would end up with 9x squared minus off 66x plus 125, all divided by 3x minus 11. All right, so then we'll take the 3x minus 11, move it to the left side. A lot of shifting going around here. So it'd be 3, or x times 3x minus 11, which is equal to the 9x squared minus off 66x plus 125. All right, so now we almost have x the way we want it. We'll just have to do some rearranging here. So carry the x through. So we have 3x squared minus 11x is equal to, well, 9x squared minus off 66x plus 125. All right, so now let's just shift everything to one side of the equation, and we end up with x squared minus off 55x plus 125, and that will be equal to 0. So now we have formed a quadratic equation. So now we can solve our quadratic equation for x. So we would have x is equal to my b, or my minus b, which is 55, plus or minus my b squared. So minus off 55 squared, minus off 4 times my a, which is 6, times my c, which is 125. And then all that divided by 2 times a, which is 6. So this will simplify down to 55 plus or minus the square root of 3,025, subtracting off 3,000, all divided by 12. So then my x will be 55 plus or minus 5 over 12. So I get my two values for x. I either have 25 over 6 or I have 5 as my answer for x. So now that I have two answers for x, or two values for x, what I'm going to do is take each of those values, plug them back into the original starting equation here, and make sure that the left side is equal to the right side. So let's start with our first one, which is 25 over 6. So plugging in 25 divided by 6 for x, we would have the following based upon the beginning equation of x, which is 25 over 6 plus 4 square rooted plus that same thing, but just minus inside. So 25 over 6 minus off 4 divided by 25 over 6 plus 4 square rooted, subtracting off the square root of 25 over 6 minus off 4. And we're asking, does that equal 3 times x, which is 3 times 25 over 6 minus 11 divided by 2. Alrighty, so some simplifying down here. On the left side here, we would have the square root of 49 over 6 plus the square root of 1/6 divided by 49 over 6 again, subtracting off square root of not 1/16, but 1/6 here. If I can get the eraser going, there we go. And we're asking, is that equal to my right side, which is just 25 over 2 minus off 11 divided by 2. And this is what we end up with. We end up with 7 plus 1 divided by 7 minus 1. After some simplification there on the left side is equal to 3/4. So essentially what I have here is I'm going to have 4/3. Does that equal to 3/4 after you simplify once more? And the answer is no. It does not. So 4/3 is not equal to 3/4. So x equal to 25 over 6 is not a solution. Okay, so let's repeat this process for x equal 5, and it should be a little bit easier to run through the simplifications here. So now we're checking x equal to 5. Is that a solution? So we have x plus 4 square rooted plus the square root of 5 minus 4 divided by 5 plus 4 square rooted, subtracting off 5 minus 4 square rooted. And we're asking, is that equal to 3 times x, which is times 5, minus off 11 divided by 2. So we end up here with 3 plus 1 over 3 minus 1. Is that equal to 15 minus 11 over 2? And we end up here on the left side with 2 is equal to 2 on the right side. So yeah, the left side is equal to the right side. So my final answer for x would be 5 for this problem. And that's how you would work this particular problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a new math skill along the way. And if you want to test your abilities even further, please check out the other videos on our channel. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like this video, leave a positive comment below, and subscribe to the channel because all of that does help us out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.